Yo, what's going on, gamers? And welcome to Season 5 of the PUL. This is going to be our draft analysis, or my draft analysis, for the Hexa Darren for PUL Season 5. So, we were 11th pick in the draft. So, the only really good Uber that stood out to me was Mewtwo. So, we went on decided to grab Mewtwo. Mewtwo is just a threat. Look at this mon. This mon is so good. It has all the stats to back everything up. Gets access to almost every form of coverage. Like the only type it doesn't really get coverage to would be a fairy. Look, doesn't get fairy coverage. But who cares? like, if the that's the only thing, I'm just gonna still blow things back with a 154 special tech stat. I don't really give a damn about that. So I decided to grab this month first. After that, I grabbed Celesteela. You know why I grabbed Celesteela. Let's be quite honest. Celesteela just runs toxic like Leech Seed, stuff like Protect. You know what Celesteela does, or it does the autotomize stuff, and it's just really good. It was my pick because Mewtwo struggles with Psychic types, and he can't. His step is bad for the Psychic types and Steel types. And Celesteela resists both and just clicks Leech Seed. Or if it's a grass type, clicks Flamethrower. So that's why Celesteela is so good, and I decided to grab. Next up, third round, I grab Tornadus. Tornadus can just nuke things with Flying MZ, but it also gives me Defogger, which does not die to rocks ever, because, unless you skill swap its ability regenerator. But it doesn't die to rocks otherwise, because it always gets 1/3 back and always get 1/4 chip. So this one can defog, U-turn, just sponge it, and then pivot back into Mewtwo. And I can fire off a spec size strike and grab kill, just free kill, you know. So knockoff is also really good for like knocking off berries and stuff, or like scarfs, because like berries aren't that big of a problem with a nerf. Um, this one just fires off a hurricane, flying MZ, hits really hard. Good speed tier as well, so that's why I decided to grab this. Next up was Sylveon. Like all the fairy types were beginning to get picked. Like things like I think how do you call it, Clefable and stuff. All were getting picked, so I decided to grab my Sylveon before it was too late. Sylveon deals with dark types really well. Most, or at least like all special dark types, should watch out for Sylveon, except Mega Houndoom because it resists the Fairy Stab. But like a Hyper Voice is gonna blow almost every dark type back. And that's amazing for Mewtwo because dark types are the only one that are immune to the Psych Strikes that Mewtwo fires off. That's why I decided to grab Sylveon. So next up, I decided to grab Alola Muck. Everyone by this time, this is round 5. So everyone was grabbing like 2 Ubers in the first 2 rounds, then a tier 1, another tier 1, and a tier 2, or a tier 1 and 2 tier 2s. So, like, tier 2 was actually pretty empty when I grabbed Alola Muck, or still pretty full with mons. But I needed Alola Muck. I needed it. Uh, I could not be facing an Alola Muck with a Mewtwo. And also Alola Muck pairs really well. You wouldn't see it as like it isn't that obvious, but looking at it, it's if you take a close look, it pairs really well with the team I have right now. Like Sylveon is weak versus poisons. Alola Muck easily takes care of that. Easily takes care of that. Then like it is only like has struggles with ground. I have both Tornadus and Celesteela for that. So don't worry about that either. You should not. And then like for Mewtwo struggles with ghost types, dark types, and psychic types. Muk is excellent at pursuit trapping both psychic types and ghost types. Like a Gengar, like some kind of Scarf Gengar, the only thing that can do to my Alola Muk is trick its choice Scarf to me, and then I click Pursuit. And then if he doesn't switch out, I just keep clicking pursuit like I care. The moment he switches out, he's going to die. The moment he stays in, he's also going to die. And then Mewtwo has, yeah, then Mewtwo just fires off 3 hits. It's not always as hard as you look at it. Next up, we grab the Decidueye. I want an extra pivot. And also this is an extra defogger. Those are the main reasons I picked it. Because now I have 2 pivot defoggers. That's really good. Uh, I want 2 pivot defoggers to get Mewtwo in or Celesteela or something, and just fire off hits. Also, this one can like Baton Pass and stuff. But well, I mean that isn't really useful since you have U-turn anyways. So gets Leaf Blade, gets like Sword Stance and Nasty Plum stuff. So it could actually set up Sweep You with Sneak and Sucker Punch. It's really good, but also Spirit Shackle is amazing because Spirit Shackle traps everything except for ghosts, because ghosts can't be trapped if I am correct. The only problem with ghost types is this is a stab base 107 attack Spirit Shackle, so even without investment, they're gonna take a metric ton of damage. So, well, I mean, I take that as a trait. So that's really nice, trapping things in, knowing they can't switch out, so you can just freely switch out into your counter. It's really nice. So after this, I picked Swampert. I needed the water type, and if you look at my team right now, it's Mewtwo, Celesteela, Sylveon, Muck, the Decidueye, and then now Swampert with Tornadus. I did not have any hazard setters, so I needed some reliable ones. So I was looking through hazard setters and water types because I definitely needed a water type. I was gonna grab my Melodic, but my Melodic went. I was also gonna try. I also wanted to grab Suicune, but Suicune also went. Then I looked in Tier 4 and I saw something called a Swampert, which is an underused, but it's for some reason it's Tier 4, and it has Stealth Rocks, and it's a water type, and it's. Oh, I mean, if you look at these stats, 100, 110, 90, no, 85, 90, those are really good stats. This one is what I wanted. So, well, for Tier 4, I'll gladly take this deal. Like, Roar's really good for setup sweepers. You can toxic things because, well, I mean, every mon can toxic things, but just to get them chipped down with the rocks, and then like Scald for the burns, EQ for the damage. Just get Earth Power, also gets Earth Power. You can run Muddy Water if you want to be sneaky. Lower the accuracy of them boys, and Ice Beam. Of course, it's a water type. If water type gets Ice Beam himself, fucking Magikarp, and this for like dragons and stuff. So really bulky, really useful. Next up, I decided it was time for a Mega. I needed a Mega, so I was looking through the Megas, and I really was like looking, oh fuck, I need an extra rocker, otherwise I'm screwed. And I saw Mega T-Tar. And actually, Mega T-Tar fits amazing. It can just set up the rocks, it can be the defensive variant. Like, if you look at this, also its attack stat is broken. That's just that shouldn't be an attack stat actually. That should just not be. Like, we don't even have any IVs in here, and it has a higher attack stat. We with zero investment. Like, it has higher attack stat than a Victini, which would be adamant, which is just so much. You can just put this thing to like 460 attack, but also don't forget. You're thinking, oh, its defense is better than its SPDF. It is not. If you put this on max SPDF, the Sandstream will give a 1.5 times boost, so you get around 550 SPDF. Man, you can fire with a Focus Blast, but this mon is eating it. Also, like, this mon's coverage is amazing. Aquatil, Avalanche, the Ice Water fighting, the Dark, the Stab coverage, of course. Dragon, Ground, Fire, he also has Ice, extra fighting moves, here Ice, Steel, extra Dragon, Rock, Ghost, Electric, Water, also Fire. It just gets so much coverage. Also, like, what are Tyranitar's weaknesses? It gets hurt badly by bug types. I think we have a Tornadus and a Celesteela for that, so that should not be a problem. and it gets hurt badly by fighting types. We have a Sylveon, a Mewtwo. Celesteela doesn't take hits, but hits back super effectively with Air Slash. Decidueye is a Mew. And Tornadus, well, Tornadus just kicks every fighting type's ass. So, it's really good. And then the last thing is Ground. I think the last thing is Ground. Please don't slaughter me in the comments for that. Okay, the last thing is Tornadus and Celesteela. Tornadus and Celesteela, if you don't know, are both flying type, and the Decidueye is resistant. So it pairs really well, and it doesn't really. It has some major weaknesses, but I have counters to all the major weaknesses. Next up, I wanted some power, so grab Diggersby. You know, didn't have a normal underground type yet, so yeah, why not just grab Diggersby? Just click Earthquake and return, kick some ass, click spikes on the switch. Predicting the life. Click spikes on the switch, chip every wall down, and then sweep with something. Sweep with a DD tar. But like Choice Bandit, Diggersby just breaks through stall. Like, okay, not exactly, but depends on the stall. But if it's like not the best stall team, you can just with a Choice Bandit Diggersby win, like insta win. So, like you just most of the time you just send this mon in, you click Choice Bandit, return, you grab a kill. Like no exceptions. Yeah, okay, the exception would be a ghost type. You know what this mon has for ghost types? Knockoffs. They don't like taking Choice Bandit knockoffs. I think I remember that being a thing. Okay, but like it's really good with U-turn and stuff. It can switch out. Also gets fire coverage and stuff. It gets poison coverage. It gets gunk shot for some reason. Gets ice punch. Gets all kind of weird coverage. It's really good. Next up, I decided to grab Torkoal. I need the fire type. I also needed something that could reliably take on fire types. That wasn't a Tyranitar or a Swampert. So, an extra fire type switching is always nice for the Celesteela. So what I had is a Rapid Spin. This one's just really good. Rapid Spin, Stealth Rocks. This one's defense is 400 with this. You can just fire off, I don't know. You can fire off a Supersonic Sky Strike from, I don't know, Dragonite +1, and it's still not gonna want it KO. And this one's just gonna hit him Power Ice and you're dead. Or just Will-O-Wisp you and you're useless. So this one's really good. It gets a lot of useful moves. Like if you look at it, like even Sludge Bomb and stuff, like this one's just really good. I needed the extra defensive mon. I needed the fire type. This one fits both roles, so that's why I decided to grab Torkoal. After that, I grabbed Substriker. You could see I had a huge gap in my team. I had like Muck for like Trick Room teams can't really do anything to Muck. Like it's 50 speed. And then I had like from Muck you go to Sylveon, you go to Celesteela, you go to Decidueye, I think. Like a Swampert is also somewhere there. And then you go to Diggersby. And then you jump to Tornadus. Diggersby and Tornadus have like a difference of almost 40. No, it's not 40. It's like quick maths 33. Tornadus and Diggersby have a difference of 33. That's way too much. It's just way too much. So I decided to grab Zap Striker. Zap Striker is really good. Gives me the Zap Zipper. Good for catching hidden power grasses on Swampert and I don't know grass type moves on Tyranitar. But mainly Lightning Rod and Motor Drive. Those are really good in combination with Celesteela, because right now a Mon that like a Jolteon would blow me back because it could hit the Decidueye which resisted stab. With Shadow Ball, Swampert could drops to a HP Grass, and Diggersby is also weak to HP Grass, so that's why I wanted Substriker. Also 116 patches the hole with, what is this? Is a 6 speed lower, so that patches the hole from 33 to 28. And then the last one, Salamence, makes the hole like 16, but that doesn't really matter. And on the other side, it's 22. Wait, I just, those were wrong calculations. It's a way bigger hole. This is 22, and this is Should be like 43 instead of 33. But like this patches up the holes. Like Salamence for some reason gets refresh and stuff. Like Salamence gets such amazing coverage. Also, Intimidate is always a useful ability. You can even run this. You can even run the goat set. This is the best set that has ever been created. Toxic Ruse Defog Refresh Salamence. You cannot change my mind. No, but let's be real here. Like this mon sets up a DD, a Dragon Dance, and then it just claims a kill with its Z move, and then its Moxie activates, and it gets even stronger. But like, look at this mon's move pool. It has like water coverage right here, normal, fighting, dark coverage with crunch. Double edge is really good. Of course, the dragon coverage. It's only a little bit lacking on the flying coverage side with only fly, so that sucks a little bit. Happens. Earthquake for the ground coverage. Fire moves. Hydro pump. Outrage again, Rock Slide, Stone Edge, Shadow Claws, and Headbutt. This one gets loads of coverage. Also, really good stats. 135 attack is not something to mess with. 110 special attack's a little lower, but also still really good. 100 speed is perfect for patching up the holes in my team. When you're talking about speed tiers. And while HP and defense are not, and HP defense, special defense aren't great, but they're good enough. Yeah, I'll manage them. I mean, intimidate is one of the best abilities, so I think we've gotten a really good team. I sincerely believe we have gotten a really good team. I like it. I don't know if I will in a couple of months or if in a couple of weeks, but like right now, I like my team a lot. So, well, see you all in week one. Schedule has not yet been released, so I cannot say who we will be facing in week one, but see you on week one and the week one team builder. If I'm going to do team builders, I don't know, probably not to be honest. So see you all then, and goodbye.